As in, that's a red flag. Hello everybody. Welcome back to the channel. So, I was thinking the other day, you know how we have alphabets for everything, like, for learning to read, which is important. But what if we had an alphabet for dating? Specifically for red flags. You know, those little signs that pop up and you think, that's not great. It's like your own personal warning system, but instead of a loud siren, it's just a quiet little voice in your head that says, run. Or maybe it's a loud voice. It depends on the flag. So I thought, let's do it. Let's create a whole series. We're calling it Red Flag Alphabets, and today we're starting right at the beginning with the letter A. And let me tell you, A is for a lot of things. A is for awesome. A is for apple. And A is also for avoid this person at all costs. So get comfortable, maybe grab a notebook, because you're going to want to write some of this down. These are the top red flags in relationships that start with the letter A. We're going to go through them. We're going to laugh a little, maybe cry a little. I don't know. Relationships are complicated. But the goal here is to help each other spot these things before we're in too deep. Think of me as your friendly neighborhood flag spotter. Alright, are you ready? Let's get into the A list of alerts. First up, adultery, cheating. It's a classic for a reason. It breaks trust, and trust is the foundation, people. Ayaw, that's Filipino for unwilling or don't want to. When they consistently ayaw everything, that's a problem. Annulment. If they're already talking about how to undo the marriage before you're even married, you should probably just annul the relationship. Ayoko na sa 1:1. They don't want exclusivity. If that's not what you signed up for, flag. Ayaw makipag-sex kay na third party. Refusing intimacy because of someone else? That third party is already in your relationship. Ayaw makipagkaibigan hindi ka mahal. They'll only be friends if there's love involved? That's not friendship. That's an agenda. Anger. We all get mad, right? But like uncontrolled explosive anger that makes you feel unsafe? That's a 5-alarm fire red flag. Ayaw ni ex nakawin ako ni third party. Their ex doesn't want you stolen away? That ex is still the landlord. Ayaw file divorce. They say it's over, but won't make it official. They're keeping their options open, and honestly, you're one of them. Ayaw kausapin. The silent treatment, it's tough, right? Refusing to talk is honestly a wall, not a solution. You can't fix what you can't discuss. Accusations. If you're constantly on trial for things you didn't do, then, well, the trust has already been sentenced to death. Ayaw magdwell sa past. Refusing to talk about past issues means, honestly, those issues have a future in your relationship. Ayaw magcling sa past. And, you know, the opposite can be just as tough. Some people just can't stop clinging to a past relationship. Honestly, you can't compete with a ghost. Abortion. This is a huge, deeply personal issue. If you're on completely opposite sides, it can really signal fundamental incompatibility. Ayaw makipagrelasyon kay ex. They won't reconnect with an ex for closure, or even just for a little civility? Something is definitely unresolved there. Atras. They back out, constantly withdrawing when things get serious or tough. They're a flight risk, not a partner. Alibay kaya ayaw walang consent. Making excuses to avoid getting consent? Consent isn't a bonus, it's the whole entire point. Ayaw ipaglaban walang karapatan. They won't fight for you because they feel they don't have the right. That's a cop-out. Alipin. That means slave. If you feel less like a partner and more like an unpaid servant, this isn't love. Awayin mo kabilata nga ako. Have you ever noticed when someone manipulates you into fighting their battles for them? That's not support, that's puppeteering. Ayaw ng open relationship. So one of you wants it, and the other just doesn't. This kind of mismatch in your core relationship structure is, honestly, a huge flag. Ayaw ng marami isang kasal lang pwede. They only want one marriage, ever. And if you've been married before, well, that's a problem for them. And there you have it. Whew! That was a lot of A's, a lot of anxiety, a lot of avoidance, a lot of red flags. Those are the top red flag alphabets for the letter A. Watch out for these signs in your relationships. Remember, a red flag isn't necessarily a death sentence for a relationship, but it is a stop sign. It's a sign to pause, to communicate, and to really ask yourself if this is the healthy, happy situation you deserve. Because you do deserve that. We all do. Sometimes these things are subtle, and sometimes they are waving right in your face, doing a little dance, wearing a marching band uniform. The important thing is that you see them and acknowledge them. Don't paint a red flag green just because you want it to be a green light. Trust your gut. It's usually smarter than we give it credit for. And it's definitely smarter than someone who exhibits all 22 of these things. If they do, you don't walk, you don't run, you teleport out of there. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this was helpful. Let me know in the comments if you've encountered any of these A flags, or if there are any I missed. And get ready, because B is just around the corner. And believe me, it's going to be a bumpy ride. Until next time, be kind to one another, and be kind to yourself. Bye-bye.